Tesla just made every other car on the road obsolete. On July 21st, 2026, Elon Musk unleashed a software update so advanced that it fundamentally rewrites what a car can be, and the entire automotive industry is scrambling to catch up. This isn't just an update. This is the moment everything changed. For decades, we've been told that the future of cars is electric, battery technology, charging networks, environmental responsibility, range, efficiency. Those are the conversations automakers have been having. Those are the battlegrounds where competition happens. But Tesla just shifted the entire playing field, and now every other company in the industry is playing a game that changed overnight without warning. On July 21st, 2026, Tesla rolled out what they're calling the 2026 Summer Update, version 2026. It sounds technical, almost boring when you say it that way. But what this update actually represents is the moment when cars stopped being machines that respond to commands and became AI entities that think, understand, and anticipate your needs. It's the moment when artificial intelligence moved from your smartphone into a 3-ton vehicle that can travel at 70 miles an hour and suddenly started seeing the world the same way you do. Grok is an artificial intelligence system developed by xAI, which is Elon Musk's AI company. For the past year, Tesla owners had access to Grok, but it was limited. It was a chatbot. You could ask it questions, but it was essentially a voice-activated search engine. The car didn't really understand you, until now. The 2026 Summer Update changes everything about how Grok interacts with your car. And when I say everything, I mean that literally. For the first time, Grok can actually control vehicle hardware. It's not a passenger on your dashboard anymore, it's a co-pilot. An actual AI intelligence that has access to every system in your vehicle and can make decisions that affect your driving experience in real time. Here's what Grok can do now. You can tell it to call someone and it makes the call. You can ask it to find and play specific music and it searches your music library and streams exactly what you want. You can tell it you're cold and it adjusts your climate control. You can ask it to open the glove box. Happens and it opens the glove box. You can give it instructions like, find me a quiet route home. And it doesn't just plot a route, it understands the nuance in what you're asking. It applies context and intelligence to its response. It can explain its decisions to you. If the car performs an autonomous action, Grok can tell you why it did what it did. But here's where it gets really interesting. And here's where you start to understand why every other automaker is panicking. Grok doesn't just respond to your immediate commands. It learns. It understands patterns in your behavior. It knows your preferences. It anticipates what you might want before you ask for it. The car starts to become an extension of your personality rather than just a machine you operate. It becomes a conversational experience. You're not commanding your car anymore. You're collaborating with it. This is the fundamental shift that changes everything. For the entire history of automobiles, the relationship between driver and car has been one of control and response. You press the accelerator, the car goes faster. You turn the wheel, the car turns. You press the brake, it stops. Everything is about you commanding the machine. Tesla just inverted that relationship. Now the machine is thinking alongside you. It's understanding you. It's anticipating you. And this applies to every single system in the vehicle. Think about what this means for the actual driving experience. You're tired. Grok notices that your voice patterns suggest fatigue, and it suggests turning on enhanced autonomous driving to reduce your workload. You have a meeting across town and traffic is worse than expected. Grok automatically sends a message to your calendar to reschedule, and it doesn't even ask you, it just knows that's what you'd want. You're heading somewhere new, and Grok doesn't just give you directions, it tells you about the area you're driving through. It recommends restaurants or attractions based on previous conversations about your interests. It's like having the world's most attentive co-pilot who knows everything about you and everything about the world. The reason this is so revolutionary isn't because Tesla invented AI. They didn't. The reason this is revolutionary is because they integrated AI into a vehicle in a way that's actually useful and actually changes how people experience driving. They didn't just add a chatbot to the dashboard. They fundamentally reconceived what a car is. Now, let's talk about the numbers, because the numbers are insane. In the second quarter of 2026, Tesla delivered 426 vehicles. They produced 451,758 vehicles. Wall Street was expecting around 406,600 deliveries. Tesla absolutely crushed expectations. They beat their own forecasts by more than 70,000 vehicles. And this was happening while every other automaker on the planet was struggling. The automotive industry is under pressure from competition and margin constraints. Chinese manufacturers like BYD are producing competitive cars. In January 2026, BYD surpassed Tesla as the world's largest EV maker globally. This was supposed to signal Tesla's decline. Instead, Tesla just announced the update that's going to make them untouchable for probably the next decade. They solved it by staying 5 years ahead technologically. Let's talk about what this update means strategically. Tesla released this software update on July 21st. The next day, on July 22nd, Tesla reported its second quarter earnings. That's not a coincidence, that's deliberate timing. That's Elon Musk telling investors in the market and everyone watching that Tesla isn't a car company anymore. Tesla is a software and AI company that happens to make cars. The vehicle is just the platform. The car is the delivery mechanism. The real product is the software, the AI, the data, and the intelligence that lives inside the vehicle. Think about what that means for Tesla's valuation and business model. For years, analysts have been trying to figure out how to value Tesla. They treat it like a traditional automaker. And every way they calculate it, Tesla is overvalued. The stock trades at multiples that don't make sense if you think about Tesla as an automotive company. But the moment you stop thinking about Tesla as an automotive company and start thinking about it as an AI company, the valuation suddenly makes perfect sense. Tesla isn't competing on margins and volume like traditional automakers. Tesla is competing on technology and intelligence and the moat they've built through data and innovation. This update crystallizes that narrative. This update says to the market that Tesla's real competitive advantage isn't their ability to build electric motors or manage battery supply chains. Those things matter, but they're table stakes now. Every company can do those things. Tesla's real competitive advantage is that they have the most advanced AI in any vehicle on Earth, and they have the data pipeline to keep making that AI exponentially better. Let's talk about the data flywheel, because this is actually the most important part of the entire story. Every single second that a Tesla is on the road, it's collecting data. It's using cameras and sensors and audio inputs to record everything that happens in the vehicle and on the road around it. That data flows back to Tesla continuously. Tesla now has 8.4 billion miles of driving data accumulated. 8.4 billion miles. No other company on Earth has anything close to that amount of real-world driving data. With Grok now having more functionality and control in vehicles, the quality and quantity of data Tesla collects just increased dramatically. Every time you have a conversation with Grok, that's data about your preferences and your communication patterns. Every time Grok controls a vehicle system, that's data about how to improve that control. Every time the car encounters a new situation, that's training data for the next version of the AI. Tesla is essentially building a massive learning machine that covers the entire planet. This data isn't just valuable for Tesla, it's extremely valuable for xAI, which is Elon Musk's AI company. The symbiosis between Tesla and xAI is actually the most important relationship in the tech industry right now, and barely anyone is talking about it. Tesla provides the platform and the data. xAI provides the intelligence. Together, they're creating something that's genuinely transcendent. They're fusing real-world sensory data from millions of vehicles with advanced AI reasoning capabilities in a way that no other company can replicate. Think about the competitive moat this creates. Imagine you're working at General Motors, or Ford, or Volkswagen, or any traditional automaker. You want to build an AI assistant for your vehicles. What do? You license technology from an AI company. You get access to a general-purpose large language model that's trained on internet data. That model has never seen a car from the inside. It doesn't understand driving. It doesn't understand the specific context of vehicle operation. You integrate it into your car and it works okay, but it's generic. It's not specifically trained for vehicle context. Now imagine you're a Tesla owner. Your AI is trained on billions of real-world driving miles. It understands vehicles at a level no general-purpose AI can possibly achieve. Your AI is specifically built to interact with your car. It's continuously learning and improving from the data of millions of actual vehicles on actual roads. It's not generic. It's specialized. It's purpose-built. It's dramatically better. And every single day, the gap between Tesla's AI and everyone else's AI gets wider. This is why every other automaker is panicking. They're not panicking because Tesla made a fancy software update. They're panicking because Tesla just demonstrated that the competitive playing field has fundamentally shifted. They're not competing on cars anymore. They're competing on AI. And on AI, Tesla and xAI are so far ahead that it might actually be impossible for traditional automakers to catch up, even if they invested massive resources into trying. Let's talk about the rollout details because they actually matter. The update started rolling out on July 21st, but it's not an instantaneous rollout. Tesla is doing a staged deployment. The update goes to certain regions first. It goes to vehicles with advanced update preferences enabled first. Early reports suggest that as of late July 2026, the rollout is targeting completion by the end of July or early August. But Tesla has something like 2.5 million vehicles on the road globally. Getting a major software update to 2.5 million vehicles is a massive logistical operation. The technology for this rollout is actually part of what makes Tesla different. Tesla pioneered over-the-air updates in the automotive industry. Most traditional automakers don't have the infrastructure to push major software updates wirelessly to millions of vehicles. Tesla does this routinely. They have the servers, the bandwidth, the security infrastructure, the ability to manage versions and rollbacks and test and deploy at scale. This is a capability that takes years to build and billions of dollars to construct. Most automakers don't have it. The 2026 summer update is available for all Tesla vehicles equipped with AMD infotainment processors, which includes Model S, Model 3, Model X, Model Y, and Cybertruck. Older Tesla vehicles with Intel-based processors might not get all of the features. This is actually important because it shows Tesla's strategy around hardware progression. They're encouraging adoption of newer vehicles because newer vehicles have better hardware and therefore better software capabilities. It's a virtuous cycle that drives both vehicle sales and software adoption. And the update is free. It's an over-the-air update that costs nothing. There's no subscription fee to get Grok's enhanced capabilities. There's no monthly charge. It's just included. This is Tesla's strategy. Give away the software. Build the ecosystem. Capture value through vehicle sales and long-term data collection, and eventually through autonomous driving subscription services and robotaxi fleets. The pricing is structured to maximize adoption and network effects, rather than to maximize immediate software revenue. Now let's talk about what this means for the traditional automotive industry, because that's where the real disruption is happening. The traditional automotive industry operates on an annual model cycle. Every year, automakers announce new models with incremental improvements. Faster processors, better displays, nicer interiors, more efficient engines. The software in your car is updated when you bring it in for service or when you buy a new model. Software improvement happens slowly and deliberately and expensively. Tesla broke that model years ago. Tesla continuously updates vehicles over the air. The car you buy today will have different software in 3 months. In 6 months, it will be dramatically better. In a year, it will be transformed. Tesla owners don't wait for a new model year to get new features. They just wake up and their car has a new capability. This was already a huge competitive advantage for Tesla. The 2026 summer update takes this advantage and multiplies it, because now the updates aren't just cosmetic improvements or efficiency tweaks. Now the updates are fundamental changes to what the car actually is. Now the updates are expanding AI capabilities and making the car itself smarter. A Tesla owner in 2024 with a Tesla Model 3 now has a vehicle in 2026 that's arguably better at being an AI co-pilot than most new cars from other manufacturers. This is devastating for the traditional automakers. It means that their new cars, the ones they're planning to launch in 2027 and 2028, are already becoming obsolete before they even hit the market. They're spending billions on vehicle development right now. They're planning hardware architectures and infotainment systems and autonomous driving capabilities. And by the time they launch, Tesla will have released 3 or 4 more major software updates. The competitive gap will be even wider. The only way for traditional automakers to catch up is to fundamentally change how they think about vehicles. They need to think about cars as platforms for AI rather than as transportation machines with software bolted on. They need to build the infrastructure for continuous over-the-air updates. They need to invest in AI research and development. They need to accumulate real-world driving data. All of these things take years. Some of them take decades. Some of them might be impossible to do if you're starting from behind. Let's talk about what this update means for Tesla's different product lines, because Tesla doesn't have a monolithic product strategy. Tesla has multiple different vehicles at multiple different price points, serving different customer segments. The 2026 summer update applies to all of them, which means the competitive advantage applies across Tesla's entire lineup. The Model 3 is Tesla's mass-market sedan. Model 3 owners are getting an AI co-pilot as good as any premium automaker is building. Imagine a Camry owner comparing their car to a Model 3. The Tesla has an AI that understands and anticipates. The Toyota has a voice assistant. The comparison is not even close. The Model Y is Tesla's SUV. It's the best-selling vehicle in the world right now. More people buy Model Ys than any other specific vehicle. Every single one of those owners just got access to an AI co-pilot that makes their car dramatically better. That's millions of people who are suddenly experiencing a quality leap that's almost impossible to describe to someone who hasn't experienced it. The Model S is Tesla's premium sedan. It's a performance car. It's a luxury car. It's the vehicle that's supposed to compete with Mercedes and BMW and Audi. And now Model S owners have an AI that's more advanced than anything Mercedes or BMW or Audi has deployed. Model S owners have a car that thinks and understands and anticipates. Mercedes and BMW owners have a nice dashboard. The Model X is Tesla's premium SUV. It's in the same category as the Range Rover and the BMW X7. Now it has an AI that's a generation ahead of anything the competition has. The Cybertruck is Tesla's futuristic electric truck. It's a production vehicle that looks like something from a science fiction movie. Cybertruck owners get the most advanced AI of all of them because they have the newest hardware. Across every vehicle category, Tesla just delivered a massive competitive advantage. And they did it with a software update that costs them nothing to deploy. Now let's talk about the timing of this announcement, because the timing tells you everything about Tesla's strategic thinking. Tesla released the update on July 21st. The next day, July 22nd, Tesla reported earnings. This is deliberate messaging. This is Elon Musk saying to the market that Tesla just solved the problem that's been bothering him. Tesla's automotive margins have been under pressure. Competition from BYD and other Chinese manufacturers has been heating up. Wall Street has been questioning Tesla's valuation, and Musk's response is to show that Tesla is no longer competing on car margins. Tesla is competing on AI and software and the data moat that enables them to build the most advanced AI. Tesla is telling investors that the game has changed, and Tesla is now winning at a completely different game than anyone else is playing. This is why the 2026 summer update is so important. It's not just a software update. It's a statement about Tesla's direction and Tesla's capabilities and Tesla's long-term vision. It's Elon Musk telling the world that he's building something that's going to define transportation for the next 20 years. And he's probably right. Within days of Tesla's announcement, every major automaker was scrambling to show they're working on AI. Mercedes announced an AI assistant. BMW announced partnerships. Volkswagen said they're investing in AI research. But catching up from behind is almost impossible if the leader keeps innovating faster. Tesla will release the next update before anyone releases their first version. Being far ahead and moving faster almost guarantees you'll win. Let's talk about what this means for the future of autonomy and self-driving, because this update is actually a stepping stone to something much bigger. Grok, having control of vehicle systems, isn't just about making the car respond to voice commands. It's about building the infrastructure and the trust required for higher levels of autonomy. If you can trust Grok to turn up your heat when you ask it to, you can trust Grok to handle highway autonomous driving. The infrastructure is the same. The capabilities are building on each other. Tesla's full self-driving system has accumulated 8.4 billion miles of real-world driving data. Grok now has direct access to vehicle systems. The next logical step is Grok becoming the intelligence layer that coordinates autonomous driving. You tell Grok you want to get somewhere, and Grok plots the route and handles the driving and manages all the vehicle systems and gets you there safely. That's not science fiction. That's the logical next step in what Tesla is building. And when that happens, the automotive industry as we know it essentially disappears. The concept of driving a car yourself becomes like the concept of using a payphone. It becomes something you do if you want to, but it's not the default anymore. The default becomes sitting in a vehicle that understands where you want to go and gets you there autonomously. That's the future Tesla is building toward. The 2026 summer update is a step on that path. Let's talk about the data implications, because this is where things get really interesting. Every time a Grok interaction happens, that's data for xAI and Tesla. Every time the AI makes a decision about climate control or navigation or music selection, that's training data. Every time the AI learns something about a driver's preferences or patterns or behaviors, that's information that makes the system smarter. Over time, Grok becomes trained on actual human interaction patterns across millions of vehicles. It learns how people actually talk to their cars. It learns what drivers actually want. It learns the subtleties of communication that no amount of internet data could teach. This is the kind of specialized training data that's impossible to get any other way. And Tesla has access to it by the terabyte continuously. This is why the data moat is so important. Yes, other companies could theoretically build their own AI assistants for vehicles, but without billions of miles of driving data and millions of actual interaction examples, their AI will always be generic and inferior. Tesla's AI will always be specialized and superior. The gap will always exist. The economics of this are also interesting. For Tesla, this data is essentially free. They're collecting it as a byproduct of operating their vehicles. For a traditional automaker trying to catch up, this data would be incredibly expensive to collect. It would take years. It would require billions in investment. And by the time they caught up, Tesla would be even further ahead. Now, let's talk about safety, because this is the argument that critics will make. They'll say that having an AI assistant that can control vehicle systems could be dangerous. They'll point to driver distraction as a concern. They'll worry about the AI making mistakes. These are legitimate concerns that deserve serious consideration. And Tesla has thought about this. The AI is designed with safety as a priority. Grok can't take control of critical systems like steering or braking without driver input. Grok can adjust climate control and infotainment and navigation, but it can't do things that would put the vehicle in danger without the driver's explicit decision. The system is designed to support the driver, not to replace the driver's judgment on safety-critical decisions. That said, there are real concerns about driver distraction. If you're talking to an AI assistant in your car, you might be less focused on the road. This is a legitimate safety concern that regulators will probably want to address. The good news is that Tesla has been transparent about this. They've done testing, they've worked with safety experts, and they're continuing to evolve the system based on real-world use. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has initiated investigations into Tesla's full self-driving system in the past based on accident reports. It's likely that NHTSA will want to examine how Grok is being used in vehicles as well. Regulatory scrutiny is probably coming, but that's okay. Regulation that gets implemented correctly can actually be good for the industry. It can set minimum standards that everyone has to meet, which makes it harder for competitors to cut corners. Let's talk about the energy storage business, because this is another part of Tesla's strategy that doesn't get enough attention. Tesla deployed 13.5 gigawatt hours of energy storage products in the second quarter of 2026. That's more than some entire countries generate in power. Energy storage is going to be more important than vehicle sales for Tesla in the long term. Energy storage is how Tesla monetizes the renewable energy transition. It's how Tesla makes money from helping solve climate change. The 2026 summer update is relevant to energy storage too, because it's part of the story of Tesla as an integrated technology platform. Tesla doesn't just make cars. Tesla makes solar panels and energy storage systems and batteries and vehicles and software and AI. All of these things connect together. All of these things feed data into the Grok intelligence layer. This is what makes Tesla transcendent as a business. A traditional automaker makes cars. An oil company makes fuel. A utility company distributes electricity. Tesla makes all of those things and the software that coordinates them. That's a fundamentally different business model. That's why Tesla's valuation makes sense. It's not one business. It's an integrated platform that spans multiple industries. As cars become more about software and AI, traditional automotive suppliers become less important. What matters is the software running on the car. What matters is the intelligence. Tesla is trying to be vertically integrated. They want to make as much as possible themselves because owning the full stack is critical. You can't outsource AI and data. Traditional suppliers will have to reinvent themselves or disappear. Okay, let's zoom out and look at the biggest picture here. What Tesla just announced with the 2026 summer update is nothing less than a redefinition of what a car is. For over a century, a car has been a transportation machine. You get in, you drive, you get to your destination. The car is inert until you operate it. Tesla has transformed the car into an AI entity. The car is now active. The car is thinking. The car is understanding you and the road and the situation. The car is becoming an intelligent agent that operates in the world alongside you. This is a civilizational scale shift. This is as big as the transition from horses to motorized vehicles. This is as big as the transition from mechanical vehicles to electronic vehicles. This is the transition from vehicles that humans operate to vehicles that are intelligent collaborators with humans. And it happened on July 21st, 2026, when Elon Musk pushed a software update out to millions of Tesla vehicles. It happened almost quietly. There was no press conference. There were no dramatic announcements. There was just a software update and release notes and a staged rollout. And the entire automotive industry felt the ground shift beneath them. This is why this moment matters so much. This is why Tesla just made every other car on the road obsolete. Because from now on, every car that doesn't have advanced AI capabilities is going to feel like driving a car from the past. It's going to feel like driving a car that doesn't understand you. It's going to feel like driving a car that's reactive instead of proactive. It's going to feel like driving a car that's not actually intelligent. And once you've experienced intelligence in a vehicle, you can't go back to stupidity. You can't go back to a car that doesn't understand you. You can't go back to commands and responses. You have to have a car that thinks, and Tesla owns the technology that makes that possible. The 2026 summer update is the moment that everything changed. It's the moment that Tesla transitioned from being a car company to being an AI company. It's the moment that the automotive industry as we knew it came to an end. And it's the moment that the future of transportation became clear. Everything else is just catching up.